Dialectic Unveiled. I'm your host Joe. Recently, I've delved into the history of my hometown Perth, prompted in part by my son's pursuit of an honours degree in archaeology. My interest with the Indigenous culture of Western Australia would have been more enriched if we had the easily accessible information resources that are available today. Before the internet, I thought the personal computer was only good for playing games like solitaire or free cell. As technology would have it, those innocent games would evolve into more complex ones, and in part, because of this, the kids were now online. One game that stood out was Age of Mythology. It was a CD that, if I remember correctly, was found at the bottom of a cereal box.
Fighting old battles again?
Yes, old enemies. I still see them here.
You have won more battles for Atlantis than can be counted, faced opponents no other man dared fight.
Any who threaten my home or my family will soon have a place in my dreams.
These are enemies unlike the others, Arcantos. Do not let your guard down. Dark times are coming, and you are needed. Arcantos, awaken.
We loved it. The kids loved it. And believe it or not, I convinced myself that it was somewhat educational because it sparked one of my kids' interest in ancient Greek history. He actually went on to read Homer's epics, the Odyssey and the Iliad, at the age of 8, and he still enjoys the game today. Now, when I first thought of putting this channel together, I thought to myself, how hard could it be? There's a myriad of subjects out there that I could use, and I had grand plans to cover a myriad of those topics like history, architecture, ancestry, conspiracy theories. I even thought of getting my daughter involved. She's a dog trainer. Well, she's been involved in dog training, and I thought maybe I can do some videos on that. There's thousands of topics out there. I just have to think of one. So just to get it started, think of one. Say something clever, edit it together, use a smartphone as a camera, and voila, I have my first episode. Flat Earth. It had a surge in popularity not long ago. Maybe there's something there. In the world of Flat Earth, one of the offshoot conspiracy theories is the idea that there was a mud flood that wiped the world, and thus the taller, older buildings were left behind. And to these people, this theory is supported by the fact that many buildings across the world have architectural elements like doors, windows and archways below ground level. I'm sure the people that get into this stuff don't know anything about building or engineering, or even what happens in a geological event such as a landslide or floods of mud even. Now, I've watched a few presentations from a couple of these mudheads, and in none of their videos do they ever explain where the mud comes from, who the builders were of this pre-flood civilization, what's the real reason of hiding the truth of a flat earth, and who benefits from this. In fact, they seem to ask more questions and have no idea of what's really going on here, guys. Here's an example.
So what's going on there?
It's all kind of weird, huh?
Come on, guys. They can't even get their story right. What is going on here?
This one doesn't make any sense either, Jojo.
Come on. What is that?
So where does all the dirt come from?
I wonder what they were trying to hide.
Then this happened. Oi, I'm scrolling on YouTube and I've come across this thing where they reckon that Perth was part of this global flooding of mud, and they call it Tartaria. It's from a YouTube channel called Autodidactic 2. I might have a quick look into this, eh?
All right, so of course, guys, remember that autodidactic means to be self-educated. And of course, we need to be self-educated in this world, because if we're not, the only choice we have left is to believe what other people tell us.
I'm not sure whether he's using the name autodidactic as a cool name for his channel, or if it's to insinuate that he's indeed an autodidact. I mean, an autodidact learns from text, so they read. Hang a tick.
But let's have a read of the story. The former Swan Brewery is not only one of the finest groups of brewery buildings in Australia. Perth itself was founded August 21. Oh, I put a different date for that, but it was 1829. To mark the event, a tree was cut down on the site of Kings Park. Perth itself was founded August 21. Oh, I put a different date for that.
Huh? There have been many autodidacts in the past that have made contributions to society. Some you may recognise. One of the more prolific characters around my town is Campbell Purvis. He is the creator and host of Autodidactic and Autodidactic 2. Although his widespread presence across various platforms and the sheer volume of videos he generates are noteworthy, the content unfortunately lacks nuance. This lack of nuance is carried over to all the other Tartarians that I looked at. The name Tartaria has spawned inside of the conspiracy theories everywhere, including a hidden past with advanced technology, mud floods, and even elite control. Not forgetting Flat Earth and the ancient astronauts. The whole lot amounting to wrong dissemination, not self-education. Anyway, I think that's about enough for this one. This video was just an introduction to the world of wacky stuff that keeps one eyebrow up. I think I need to make another couple featuring specific channels and break down and correct the information spread by these folk. Hit the subscribe button to be informed when I put out my next one, and the like button because it'll help me build my channel. Thanks for watching.